All right, let's see, let's go to the top here and talk about the course calendar. I'm going to click on this link and see where it takes us. Now get this, you can move as quickly as you want through this course. Oh, look, an asterisk. Wonder what that refers to. Here it is, note. You cannot move as slowly as you want. So you can move as quickly as you want, but you can't really move as slowly as you want. We all need to end by the end of the semester. Please refer to the calendar to know when lessons should be completed. All right. Before I go any further than that, I want to come back up here for a moment and tell you that there is another video that I definitely want you to be familiar with. It says when you finish one quiz, the next quiz or test or lesson becomes available. And I'm going to refer you to the 3-part spring-loaded lessons video. Let me click on this link real quickly to see where it takes us, and then we'll come back. This takes us to a page called Online Math 52 Course Videos. These are not tutorials about the math, they're tutorials about, oh, here it is, the spring-loaded lessons videos. This is one I definitely want you to watch. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. You can see how long they are, 10 minutes, and a little over 4 minutes. And I know that these are a little bit of a challenge sometimes to sit through, but really knowing how the course works is going to be greatly to your advantage. Let's go back. All right. Now, look at this. There are only 2 restrictions to the self-paced nature of the class. You must complete Chapter 5, that's from Lesson 11, and the midterm by the date shown in the course calendar. We'll look at that in a moment. And also this, you must complete the entire course. That means Lesson 16 and the final exam by the last day of the course. Now, I mentioned before, and I want to emphasize now, that when we look at the course calendar, we're going to see some deadlines. Now, in this class, the deadlines are what I call soft deadlines. And that's because these deadlines are recommended completion dates. Recommended. In other words, here's the amount of time I think you should spend on this to keep on pace. If you start missing some of those dates, then you'll need to spend extra time catching up. Maybe some extra time during the weekend, or toward the end of the course, maybe during Thanksgiving weekend. But you will need to spend some time if you get behind. Now it says here that each learning module includes which textbook sections to study and which quizzes and or tests to take. If you finish a lesson before the recommended completion date, then you can start work on the next lesson right away. That's the self-paced nature of it, and that's the soft deadlines too. Let's see what is in the course calendar. Let's scroll down here. All right, learning modules. We start with lesson 0, which is just kind of an introductory lesson, just to kind of get you familiar with how this whole thing works and get you familiar with our WebCT course, the website and all the different links, etc., etc. And it's just an introduction, so there are no sections related to that in the book. And as far as quizzes and tests, we do have a syllabus quiz. And it's based on the stuff I'm talking about right now. And if you miss one of those questions, well, you might need to come back and either review this video, or you might need to read through and find the answers. And here again, recommended completion dates. In this case, for lesson 0, I want you to complete that as soon as possible. The real work begins in lesson 1, and you can access lesson 1 from day 1. You don't have to wait for anything in particular. You don't have to finish the syllabus quiz to get started. Notice that it does tell us here the sections. So it's going to be 1.1 through 1.5. Now these should be familiar to you already. So some of it's review, which is why I'm giving you 5 full sections all at once for the very first lesson. And within that lesson, I'm going to give you, or you're going to access quizzes 1 and 2, one at a time. You take quiz 1, and then you maybe read a little bit more, and then you take quiz 2. Now, to keep on schedule, you should have it all completed by this date. This date changes from semester to semester. In fall 2010, September 4th is, that's the first Saturday after we begin on Monday, August 30th. So that gives you 5 days to complete all of this. Actually, if you start right away, 6 days. You should complete it by that within the first week, really. And then you'll notice lesson 2 starts right away. You can start it once you complete quiz 2 from lesson 1. The quiz is there. It tells us to actually finish chapter 1 by considering sections 1.6 to 1.9. And in this lesson, you'll be taking quizzes 3 and 4, as well as the chapter 1 test, which is called simply test 1, but it refers to chapter 1. And this is to be completed, you notice, September 10th in this case, which is 6 days beyond the September 4th. So I'm giving you 6 days to do the reading, to do the quizzes, to do the tests, and then continue on. Notice the calendar has other things, other dates. For example, this same September 10th, in this case, in this semester, is the last day to add the class. I mentioned the last day to drop the class with a refund. If you realize that, whoa, you know what, I don't have time for this, I can't do online right now, I'm just going to drop the class. Well, do it by this date so that you can get a full refund. And then you can go on to quiz lesson 3, which starts chapter 2, and on and on and on. Again, these deadlines are soft deadlines. If you don't complete lesson 3 by September 14th, that's okay. Just know that you're now encroaching on the next lesson and the time to complete it. They're soft deadlines. You don't have to have these done by, in this case, September 14th. But be aware, again, I can't emphasize that enough, that means that you will need to catch up at a later date. Let me scroll down some more. Last day to drop without a W. And, I tell you these dates, but I hope you don't drop at all. Let's see. On down. Oh, here it is. On-campus midterm exam. Now, this is a Norco College generated course. That's because I'm a professor at Norco College. So that's where we hold our exams. If you have difficulty making it there, then you need to let me know and tell me why. But I'm expecting you to be at the Norco College for these exams. And I don't tell you one day to be here. I just say you have to be here, first of all, after your test 5, and then on or before, in this case, Friday, October 29th. In fact, if you finish chapter 5 before October 22nd, then you can take the midterm exam at that time, whenever it is that you're ready. If I scroll on down, we'll see here again on campus final exam, and the last day for that exam is December 17th in this semester, fall 2010. So just be aware of the deadlines. You can always check this at any time. I am going to now come down here and click back to the menu. Let's see what else we want to talk about.